Hi guys, today we are interviewing the team of Hashink, which is an NFT project which recently won an NFT hackathon. And so today we have Felipe and Pablo. Welcome guys.
Hi Julien, comment ça va?
Very happy to have you guys. So can you briefly introduce yourself?
Sure. Okay. Maybe I'll start. So my name is Felipe. I've been working in the Ethereum space for a while now, since 2015. I've co-founded a couple of companies in the space, and just very recently, thought of this idea for Hashink, and I went out and I looked for a team. I found Pablo, Justin, and Brennan, and we participated in an NFT hack. So I'm a developer. Technical background in general, but just really excited about what's happening in the Ethereum space in general.
So first of all, I want to tell you that I am so glad to be here because I have been following for a long time and I have learned on Solidity with your videos. So imagine what it means to me to be here. Okay. So and now I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Pablo Palomo. I'm from Spain. I'm a developer with 14 years of experience, and the last years I've been leading projects and development teams in a manufacturing company, in a very big manufacturing company. So my blockchain experience as a developer started a few months ago, actually, and I started learning Solidity on my own. And one day I decided to apply for a hackathon to meet some interesting people and to learn as much as possible. And there Felipe contacted me. And after a meeting with the team, I took charge of the developments in Solidity for Hashink. So this is more or less a brief description of my career.
Very nice. Well, and I'm glad also that you're a long-term follower of the channel. Yeah.
So, I also know you from a while ago, right? We met at TruffleCon 2019.
Yeah. We went to this conference, and also we did an interview together. I think that was like 1 or 2 years ago. Yeah, of course. And so next, can we talk a little bit about your project? So what does it do?
Sure. So Hashink is a way for athletes, stars, celebrities to connect with their fan base. They do this by allowing them to for their fans to actually request the artist for their autograph. So the artist receives a notification. They actually sign on top of their phone. They do their signature, the autograph. That image there is minted as an NFT, and it's sent out to the fan. So that's what we do. We actually allow artists to sign autographs for the fan base.
I really love the concept because like autograph, like that's something that like it's very, very common for artists, but now we don't hear autograph a lot because maybe that was like something of the past. But I think with the NFT system, it can come back and be cool again. And how does it work exactly? Me, the fan, do I explicitly request an autograph first, or do I buy from a pool of autograph that already exists? Like how the whole process works?
Yeah, so we actually want this to be,
No.
We really want this to be like a authentic one-to-one connection, right? We want the stars to actually sign the autograph when somebody requests it. So no, we don't have a pool of autographs. The process, probably will go more in detail to this, but it really is a one-to-one connection.
Yeah, the requester, the person who wants to buy the autograph, pays the price in advance. This payment is deposited into a contract balance, and it's used like an escrow. And once the signer or the celebrity has signed the autographs, it is minted and transferred to the requester, and then celebrity receives the payment into his wallet, and we receive some fees.
Okay, so I think it's important that it's pre-funded by the requester so that the artist knows that he will be paid. Also, it will cover everything. So the payment for the artist, the gas fee, and also your fees. And in this system, is there any centralized part or is all decentralized?
So I think both points are super interesting that you just made. Yes, the fact that we need to pay for this in advance guarantees the celebrity that he will be paid for the time that he spends doing the autograph, right? If we didn't have that, that sort of escrow system, people might take advantage of the contract, and they might be asking for 0 ETH autographs for these people, and then they're never going to get paid. And in terms of centralization, that's a really big question for us. What do you think? I think celebrities aren't very good with technology in general. So do you think Morgan Freeman has a MetaMask installed in his phone?
Who knows?
So we're going off the theory that no, they're not gonna be very informed about the decentralized aspects of these networks. So we're going to try to simplify it as much as we can, at least on the celebrity side of things, for them to use the application without having to have an Ethereum address, without having to know even what Ethereum is. And that means we're going to have to centralize some things. However, on the user side of things, everything is going to be 100% decentralized because you as a user want to make sure that the NFT really belongs to you. That part there is essential. So it's kind of half of half. Half decentralized for the user, but the celebrity or VIP part is quite centralized.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. If you stay too concerned with decentralizing absolutely everything 100%, then you sort of over-constrain the system and it just becomes impossible to build. So we are doing what we can and we try to make it more and more decentralized. And yes, just the origination is centralized, but after the NFT belongs to the user. And after that, have you guys thought of the secondary market?
Yes. We have the royalties in mind. For us, the royalties are mandatory. So because we think that celebrities to have something that you can get an income in every secondary sale for us is very important for the business. But we are now in a trouble with that because royalties are very tricky because there is no approved standard. In each marketplace has its own implementation for the royalties, right? So we are currently considering integrating our NFTs with a platform like OpenSea and create there a store embedded in our application. This is one option. And then we are waiting to see if the EIP 2981 is, which is a Ethereum improvement proposal that for create a royalty standard is approved, but we are waiting for that. The other option is create our own implementation for the royalties, and it means that we need to develop a marketplace also to execute these royalties. So this is a tricky decision right now.
Yeah, just to kind of subline something that Pablo already mentioned is that, so one of our members, Justin, is a Hollywood actor. He did the voices for some cartoons in the 90s, so he's actually quite well known in his sphere. And so we've had the chance to be able to actually talk with his colleagues and his friends that are still, in the Hollywood scene. And one of the major resonating points for them and benefits even for them to use an application like Hashink is the fact that they can get royalties in the future. Because right now, when they do an autograph and sign it, it might sell for millions in the future, but they're never going to get any of that, right? So this does allow us to have that implemented in the secondary market, which is quite important for us.
Yeah, I really love the idea. And yeah, for you, the integration with the existing marketplace would be a major challenge. OpenSea, what they're doing is really difficult because they are dealing with many kind of different NFT, and it's not like a ERC20. Everything is just so unique, and at the same time, they can't serve everybody, so they need to set up some standard, and also for you guys, it would be quite tricky to build your own marketplace because you have this problem of network effect, and it would be like almost like another startup, so another project. Absolutely. So you have to choose and stay focused on your core business. And have you guys thought of any specific sub-segment, any specific niche among artists that you want to serve in priority? Because artists, it can be many different things, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, here, thanks to Justin and the market information we get from him is, the decisions that we make come from there. And one of the places we think are probably the best places to start for us are nostalgic actors from like the 90s or 80s or early 2000s. And these are generally, for two reasons, a good place to start. First of all, people who watched those shows or series in the past are now working people. They have money to spend on things that they like millennials and late Gen Zs, right? And at the same time, they're not too old to not understand what blockchain is or what an NFT is or why we attribute value to something digital. And the other reason is because it's more of a concrete market reason. So these are actors that today actually need a supplemental income. When we tend to think of actors as A-class, A-list actors like Brad Pitt or Morgan Freeman, as I mentioned, or these actors, they get millions and millions for each one of their roles in a movie or something, right? But we're trying to target people who are actually going to need to use this or might want to use this on a daily or weekly basis. So actors that can increase their yearly income by a percentage that makes a difference in their life, right? And then again, there's also, I've been mentioning actors all this time, but there's also the music scene. There's also the influencer market itself, which is huge. And I think that's something we were really excited about as well. And then there's a whole bunch of sub niches as well, because again, I guess because of the influence of Hollywood on all of our lives, we tend to think of that. But there's Bollywood, there's a telenovela scene in South America, there's K-pop in Korea, etc. There's so many sub-genres that we can probably concentrate on many of these simultaneously or just one at a time. We haven't decided yet, but the idea is for this to be as dynamic and fluid as possible.
I really like your plan. Like, you guys have a specific goal in mind, and it seems like you guys know what you're doing. And next, no, but it's really important. It's very important because like sometimes you have some project in blockchain, they say, they want to disrupt the blah 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 industry, but without any specific point. And in this case, it's going to be a bit tough. And next, I think one thing that'd be really interesting for people here on this channel is to share your experience going through this hackathon, because doing a hackathon is something that I recommend often to people who want to get in the space, because that's a great way to get noticed, to find your co-founder, to find potentially your first employees, investors, etc. What was it like to do this hackathon? What was your first one? Do you enjoy it?
So I guess I can start with this, and Pablo can then give his version of the story. But this wasn't my first hackathon. I've been to quite a few. This was probably the one I prepared the most, and it did make a difference. And by prepare the most, what I mean is I spent maybe 2 weeks with the team, kind of planning out what we were gonna do the day of the hackathon. Now, before even getting there, so this all started with a crazy idea, of course. By the way, I'm gonna publish an article today on Medium that kind of goes through this story. So I'll send you a link later, and maybe your audience can watch it, but or read it. But the thing is, basically, I had an idea. I already knew that I wanted to participate in a hackathon. I thought it was a pretty good idea, but I didn't think it would be, crazy good. But it turned out to be actually a winner, so that's cool. But so essentially, what I did was go onto the NFT Hack ETH Global site. I signed up, and I found a team. Lots of people signed up for the team, and essentially, I chose the 4 best people, which included Pablo, of course, and Brendan and Justin, and somebody else who abandoned us in the middle of the project.
Okay, so in the hackathon, there is some preparation. Like, you have it's like a sort of market basically with people who want to do a project and people who want to participate in project, and there is like a matching. Okay, correct. Looks like this.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like a little bit like applying to a job, but a little bit more simple.
That's exactly how it felt for us, I think. So I think I like the idea of this matchmaking thing that you mentioned. So essentially, there's both teams that need people in them, and you need a specific profile of a person, right? Because if it's a team that already has, say, a designer, you wouldn't need another one. So there's teams that need people, and so they can post, this need that they have, and then there's individuals that are looking for a team. So both of these types of persons, they post on essentially a Google Slides document. Each one has their own slide, and that's how you get to meet people and create a team. And that's how I met Pablo.
When you work in a team like this, are you paid in a hackathon, or is something you do for free, and maybe after you get paid if you receive the prize?
You have to stake. I don't remember, Felipe, how many you have to stake. I think 0.02 Ether,
something like this.
Oh, but then if you send a project, they return you have the money back. But yes, you have to stake some Ethers.
So I guess just to answer the question, no, we're not paid at all.
No.
We have to pay two things. I think there's a small fee. I think it was maybe $10, which is an actual fee, and that goes to them. Yeah. And then we also had to stake a little bit that you get back, and they just do that to make sure that everybody participates, and so that they know how many people are going to be in the hackathon for sure. Right?
Yeah. Okay. And
in this case, I think it was the biggest ETH Global Hackathon, if I'm not mistaken. There was more than 550 people subscribed to it, and I think 180 plus projects that actually applied at the end.
And as an entrepreneur, I guess you start to work on your project before the hackathon. You do as much as possible, and then you have 2-3 days to complete it. Does it work like this?
In theory, you can't start developing before the hackathon, but you can prepare. You can prepare the product, and then be prepared in order to be prepared when the hackathon starts. You have to start developing very fast.
So I think this happens a lot, that people go to hackathons and they hadn't prepared, so they get to the day one of it and they don't know what to do. And this happens a bunch of times. I've seen this happen in other hackathons I've been to. So we didn't want that to happen. So we actually had a to-do list for each one of us. We had a backlog, but we obviously didn't do any of the code or any of the actual concrete production of the product before the hackathon. We left that for the day it started.
And so that means that for a couple of days, you almost don't sleep, you code all the time, or is it a little bit too cliche and you can just have a normal schedule?
No, it's absolutely, it's like that, like you said. Like you said, because you have 2 days, so you have to leverage the time the most you can. So it's tough.
I mean, just to be clear, we did sleep, right? But it's very stressful. We slept little, let's say.
Yeah, correct.
But I guess nowadays online hackathon is probably a different experience than real life hackathon, because normally you go somewhere, you can sleep on the floor or some exhibition hall or something. So it's
here you can sleep in your bed, so it's
it's a little bit more comfortable. Cool. And so then you have the during the last hours, you have this mad rush of stress when you're it was working on your computer, and when you git push on Heroku or something, you're that doesn't work. Oh man, what's the environment variable? I don't know, but you work on my computer. I don't care.
Yeah.
It was as hectic as in situ hackathon, but just we're far away from each other. And in fact, just Zoom and we used Hangouts and Discord a lot, helped us, maintain that camaraderie and make sure that we were all working, aligned and everything. So I felt as if it were in real life hackathon.
So you have to think that we have 2 teammates in United States, one in France and one in Spain, and the timings are very different. So this weekend was a little bit chaotic, but it's an awesome experience. It was my first hackathon, and we won, so it was incredible.
Wow, this is awesome! Congrats, and I want to try to do a hackathon one day. And I wonder, is there a group of developers who are some sort of professional hackathoner, and then they do many hackathons?
There is. I mean, there's teams of currently already formed teams that are, for example, doing other dApps in the space, that they have a team. They work together well. They know each other, and they, as a team, apply to the hackathons. because they had maybe an idea sometime, and that's great. I mean, that's fine. I think it's cool that you have these two types of teams that are more natural, that form the way we did, and then these other teams that actually have a working product and they already know how to work together. It's hard to compete against them, I guess. But if I'm not mistaken, I only saw one of those kinds of teams, or two maybe, that won the hackathon along with us.
If it's really your first hackathon, maybe there are like a lot of unknown that will put you at a disadvantage. Maybe there is like a sort of strategy for hackathon. Like, I mean, I don't know. I never participated in any, but yeah, I guess it's always better if you have some experience.
Maybe we should, Julien. Huh?
Yes. We're gonna form a professional team, the hackathoner. Yeah. So you guys won a hackathon, and so now you are continuing to work together as a team. You're launching the project. And do you guys have any planned release for testnet or mainnet? Do you have any date already?
We actually released a first testnet so during the hackathon we released a first version of this. Right, it already worked on Rinkeby only, and we blocked it only on Rinkeby because we don't want people messing with their own real funds on mainnet. But it now has been refactored and redone completely, because that first version, hackathons aren't there to,
with a little bit hacking.
Is very important. Yeah. So we now refactored it and redid it all, and it's been re-released since yesterday.
Okay, and on testnet, and when is the mainnet coming?
Well, we are thinking to
commit now.
Yeah, we are thinking to develop in Polygon first of all. I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 weeks we can have the MVP deployed.
Nice.
So I think theoretically we could unblock the mainnet usage of the app now, just as is. It's already functional and it works. I guess we just don't feel like it's been tested enough just to make sure that we can use it on mainnet. But yeah, also there's the whole fees aspect. You, Julien, know perfectly well the gas fees today. Although they're going down, they're quite high. So we want to implement this on Polygon, the Matic chain, sidechain, and that'll make it so that celebrities can sign much more grass per day or week than they could today.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's really cool. You guys have been really fast. And I love the idea, love the concept. And for people who want to to know more about the project and maybe even be involved in the community, so you guys have a Discord, right?
Yes, exactly. So we have a Discord. We are trying to make a community first project. So if you have ideas, if you like this idea, you want to give your feedback, your input, we will take it gladly. We've already started to discuss really interesting implementations of, for example, how to sign existing NFTs, or how to do something that we call group sync, which is multiple people signing one single NFT. And we're discussing these things with the community. We have these ideas that we want to concretely define along with the community. So join us on our Discord. I'll send you.
Yeah, I'll put the link down below. Yeah. Well,
and the other thing you can do is just watch our YouTube channel. There's 2 videos that are interesting. One of them is just the finals for the ETH Global NFT hack, and of course we're in that final video. And the other is just our presentation video itself. So I'll give you both those links. They're both quite interesting.
All right,
you'll meet Justin in the video.
I'll put everything in the description. And thanks, guys, for coming here. That was a great discussion, very inspiring for a lot of builders in the space. And I wish you good luck with your project.
Thank you, Julien. Thank you for having us.
It was great being here.
Bye, guys.
Bye.